Hello everyone. Today we'll be going for double consonants and double vowels as I told in the last class. And those who have not seen the last class, in the last class I have explained the consonants and vowels in Korean, and today it's double consonants and double vowels. Hope you understand the difference between both. So if you haven't seen that, I would say it would be better if you to see those classes and come back here. So I'll start with double consonants. Double consonants is also called 상자음. 상자음. Sang means double. So 상자음 means double consonants. We already learned in the last class that jaum means consonants. So we have 5 double consonants. So only 5 alphabets that we learned in the first class has double versions. So we'll go through that. The first one is 상기역. 상기역, that's what you call it. The single one you called 기역, and in the double one you would call 상기역. 상기역, when you're learning double consonants like this, there's an important thing that you have to know, that is their pronunciation. I mean, double consonants have similar pronunciation to many other consonants, that is single consonants that you learned in the last lesson. So I'll give you examples so that you can compare it and study. So 가까이, 가까이, 가까이. 가까이 means closer. The first word here, 가까이, closer. The second one is 크다. 크다 means big or tall. If we say 키 크다, 키 uses the same k as this 기역. It uses 기역. So you would say 키 크다. 키 크다 means that person is tall. We are not using the subject there. Why I was not using the subject there, I would tell you that in the lesson where we learn sentence order. So now I'll go to the next double consonant. It is 상디귿. 상디귿. So we have 기역, 디귿, 비읍, 시읒, and 지읒 as double consonants with sang versions. So, 디귿, 상디귿. And examples, 따라와, 따라와. It is pronounced as ta here. 따라와. 따라와 means follow me or follow, like that. 다르다. 따라와, 다르다. When simply 디귿 comes and 상디귿 comes, here the difference in pronunciation, this is 따라와, this is 다르다. 따라와, 다르다. The level of stress is comparatively very, very much more for 따라와, but it is very smooth and soft for 다르다. 다르다 means different. And another example with 티읕. 티읕 is 흐트러져. You could see that 따라와 and 흐트러져 has similar pronunciations, but even though 티읕 is pronounced as t, it has a lot less stress compared to 상디귿. So 흐트러져, 따라와. 흐트러져 means disheveled. Now going to the next 상자음, 상비읍. 상비읍. So you may all have, like those who are familiar with the Korean culture may have heard the word 빨리. 빨리 means fast. Korean culture kind of features fast, like do everything fast, like complete everything fast, go on to the next thing, that kind of a culture. It's a very fast moving economy or culture, whatever you would call it. So that 빨리 comes here. 빨리, so 상비읍 is literally pronounced as pa, with a lot more stress. Like we told in the case of 따라와, 빨리 also gives a lot of stress for 상비읍. So 빨리 means fast And when beep comes alone, that is bhap, bha, bha, bhap. So bhap means food or rice. So in which situation is it food? In which situation is it rice? I'll be telling you that when we go into further lessons. Now, the next one is paratha, paratha, pali, paratha. So once again, pa has a lot less stress compared to sang beep. So beep has a lot less stress compared to sang beep. So paratha means blue. The next one is sang shir. Sang shir. So sang shir in itself has an example for sang and shir. There are times when shir comes in this kind of position, that is position number 1. In the last class we studied about positions 1, 2, 3, and those 1, 2, 3 coming in two forms. Those who haven't learned those positioning, which I would be continuously using in my classes, I would advise you to see those classes first, which I'll be putting the link in the description box below. And another example where sang shir or shir, in this case shir is pronounced as sa. Instead of sh or sh, it is pronounced as sa here. Simply sa, not sang, not with that much stress. So the example for that is sarang. Sarang means love. Sang shir and sarang. See the difference in the level of stress used there. The next one is sang jit. Sang jit. For example, you have jhajingna. Jhajingna means annoyed. Jhajingna means annoyed. Here, ja has a lot of stress, while this ja has comparatively less stress. So, sang jit will be pronounced as jhajingna. Jhajingna means annoyed. And suppose another consonant we learned in the last class, cha. Chit. We learned about chit. So chit is pronounced as cha. This is ja, this is j, this is ch. So jhajingna, cha. I have written these two words to show you the difference in pronunciation. Now we'll be going to sang mom. Sang mom means double vowels. So we have 11 double vowels. It's comparatively more. It's more compared to double consonants. Anyways, double vowels. Sang mom. The first one is A. For example, sarange. Sarange is literally like we heard about sarang when we were studying about sang shir. So to sarang we are adding he. He means do. Sarang means love. So sarange means do love. So when you say do love, it literally means that I love you. In any relationship, I love you. Opposingly, if you say chuahe means I like you. So sarange and chuahe has different meanings and different levels of affection. You could say that. Yeah. The next one, when you're adding one more line to A, you get ye. One more line to A, you get ye. And ye is rarely used. And one example I can give you for that is either. Either means children. It's here. Either means children. The next one is A. A and A. There's not much difference between the pronunciations of both. So, and because of that, there's a lot of diphthongs in Korean. So you need to get used to that, practice it to get used to the spellings and the repetitive diphthongs that are commonly used in the speech, because there's a lot of diphthongs that are commonly used. It's not like diphthongs appear rarely. Diphthongs are quite common in Korean. So A, and when you put one more line to that, it becomes ye. And example for A is set or net. Set means 3. That is in native Korean numerals. So Korean has two number systems. One is Sino-Korean, that is adopted from Chinese, and the other one is native Korean, that is, as the name says, it is Korean number system. So 3, net, set is here, and net use the same A, that's why I was saying set and net. Net means 4, and it is written the same way as 3. Instead of the shift in the position number 1, you put a ni in there. So it's literally the same thing, just different consonants. So set and net, 3 and 4 is an example for A. And for ye, you have this one, that is mimpe. Mimpe means nuisance. So when you say sorry for the inconvenience, you would say 민폐 끼쳐서 죄송합니다. 민폐 끼쳐서 죄송합니다. 죄송합니다 means sorry. And that too, that is 존댓말. 존댓말 means formal speech, and the opposite of that is 반말. So 반말 means informal speech. I'll be teaching you more about how to use 존댓말 and 반말 and the two different levels of 존댓말 as we go forward. So this is just what to say, a preview for you guys. So 민폐 means nuisance. There's another word called 계란. 계란 means that uses simple 기억. So 계란 is egg. Like egg has two words, one is 계란 and one is 달걀. So two words like that. 계란 also uses the same A. So 민폐 means nuisance. The next one is 와. 와 is quite a common one, but you usually see it for this syllable, that is 와. Literally this is read as 와. That is 오세요. 와주세요. 오다. 오다 means come. You have da everywhere at the end of everything, and I'll be explaining more about that. So 와주세요. 와주세요 means please come. 주세요 means please give. Again, when you have yo at the end, it is 존댓말. 존댓말 or formal speech. So 주세요 means please give. So that becomes 와주세요. So 와주세요 means, when you say wa means come. It is another form of the syllable o. Oda means come. Oda becomes wa. So 와주세요. 와주세요 becomes please come. 주세요 is literally please give. Juda means give. 세요, when you add to that, it becomes please give. So 와주세요, please come. The next one is 왜. 왜 is commonly seen in this syllable, 왜. 왜 means why. It is a question word. The next one is 왜. 왜 you can see in 외박. 외박. 외박 means, suppose you're living in a house with someone, or alone, or roommate, or family, or whatever. Just you're living somewhere, and for a few days or for that day, or like you're working in an office, and just for that day you have some duty outside of the office, or you're staying outside that day from your house where you normally stay. So like that, for staying outside, for that you would say 외박. The next one is 워. 워 is also quite commonly used, and you would see that in the word 아름다워. 아름답다 becomes 아름다워. I would I'll tell you later when we are learning about adjectives how Arundapta becomes Arundavu. Anyways, Arundavu means beautiful. Now we'll be going on to the next double vowels. We only have 3 of them left. The next one is way. Way is quite rarely used, like the one we said before. So it's not that much for you to bother right now. When we come to words like that, I'll be explaining more about it. The next one is we. We is once again something that's commonly used, and you would see commonly in this syllable we. So we means up. We means up. And I would be telling you the opposites of up and more about directions and the tricks you could use to remember that all in the coming classes. If you need more details about all these classes and tricks to learn and remember those things, subscribe to my channel and click the bell button so that you get the notifications when I upload new videos every Saturday. I mean, it's Saturday for now. Depending on my schedule, I may change the schedule. Anyways, so the next double vowel and the last double vowel for today's lesson is I. Last double vowel is I. Once again, I'll pronounce it I is coming together. So you have learned about and E when we were learning about moon. Understand that all the double vowels we learned today is a combination of 2 vowels that we learned in the last class. So this double vowel, this sung moon here, uses 2 vowels we learned in the last class, that is and E. And E coming together becomes Ri. So there are a lot of words, I mean not that lot, but then there is quite a lot of words with Ri, and I hope you get used to the pronunciation of Ri. So one word I have written here is Rimi. Rimi means meaning. Another word is Risa. Risa means doctor. So you would go to a hospital and you would call a doctor Sunsengnim. Sunsengnim literally means teacher, but then you can use that word as a respective word for people in quite respectable positions, or when you are talking to a stranger, especially when that stranger is quite really older than you. This is not for kids, like adults talking to really senior citizens. You could call them Sunsengnim or Harmony, Haraboji, but then they would prefer Sunsengnim since you're a stranger. So when you're saying Sunsengnim, I mean, Sunsengnim is not the point here, sorry, I'll be talking about it in another class. Anyways, Sunsengnim may be used to call a doctor, but then you can also call them Risa Sunsengnim. Risa means doctor. So you're saying Risa Sunsengnim, that it's not like doctor teacher. Sunsengnim is like a suffix there you're using to address the person, and Risa is what they really are. So a lot of times you can see Sunsengnim used in random places like that. Anyways, Riza and Rimi are 2 words. That's the example for Ri, and there are a lot more words for Ri. I'm not dumping everything on you right now. And we also have some characters that is both double consonants and normal consonants that are pronounced the same when it comes in position number 3. When it comes in position number 3, it is called Bachim. I may have told this in the last class, but then when it comes in position number 3, it is called Bachim. This is how you write Bachim. And in the last class, I told that Bachim also means a platter that you would use to hold something hot or something like that. Anyways, so we'll be learning how they are pronounced when it comes as Bachim, because the similar ones we learned today, that is Kiok, Sangyok and Kiok, these three are pronounced the same when it comes as bachim. And how it is pronounced, all these things we will be looking in the next class together with sang bachim. Sang bachim is final double consonants. So we'll be also looking at final double consonants because it is a combination of two different or two different consonants, whatever you choose to call it. So you will have to remember which consonants are combined. But I'll say one thing now itself. If you can't remember all the double consonants, all the double vowels, and all the final double consonants, because there is quite a lot of them, I would advise that it's just know that all these are there, but you don't have to remember for sure or by heart for sure all that in one row. You can just get familiar with it as you come across the words that use those double vowels and double consonants and final double consonants, and that's the reason why I used examples today. So just know that these are there and you'll get used to once we come across a lot of words like that, because in the material that we study from, we have a lot of words you'll be coming across already, and I'll also be giving you a lot of new words on the way, so that way you'll get used to all the words. So this is it for today's class. I hope you guys enjoyed today's class. If you have any doubts, don't hesitate to put it in the comment section and I'll be answering all your doubts. So we'll see with Sang Bachim in the next class next week. Thank you guys.